Hello everyone, I'm Alex Al-Vatar. I have lived in Germany for the past 10 months and today I'm going to tell you about things I really like about living here. Yeah, sometimes I have some thoughts to move out from this country because of the things I hate about it, but today in this video I'm going to tell you about 10 things that make me want to stay here for life. Just before we start, I want you to know that moving to Germany was never my dream, and I worked as self-employed for the previous 10 years in my home country, and that is why my point of view on Germany could be a little bit different, and I'm going to tell you some maybe strange things about Germany I really like. And also please watch my previous video where I talk about 11 things I hate about living here. That might help you to understand both the pros and cons of life living in Germany. Few times I noticed that being in Germany helped me to find out who I am, figure out something about myself. I don't know why, but I think after 10 months living here that if you don't like something about Germany, maybe you just don't like something about yourself. Maybe I'm too obsessed with self-development, but I really think so. For example, in my home country, I never had a full-time job, so I always worked as self-employed, as I said. But I always had some doubts about that, you know. I thought like maybe I should work as an employee, maybe if someone offers me a great salary or the job it fits my interests, maybe I should agree and work for them. But here I am in Germany, in the country of employees, where the minimum salary is more than I ever earned in my home country as self-employed. But even here, I figured that it's just not for me. I don't want to be an employee and work for some company from 9 to 5, you know. And I think I figured that thing only because I moved to Germany. In my home country, people often have some worries about their family's health. What if something happens? What if they have no money to cover their medicine bills? And that's a common struggle in my home country. But here in Germany, I noticed that people don't have to worry about that, because if you pay your health insurance, it covers the whole family health issues that you might have, and that's great, I think. And if you're the only guy who works in your family and you're paying your health insurance, it will cover like the whole thing for the whole family. And I think that is great, and that's one more thing I really like about living here. People used to say that the weather is bad in Germany, but for some reasons I couldn't say that it's true, because here are a lot of sunny days during a year and the weather is just right ideal, especially in the southern Germany where I live. It's -5 degrees in winter and 25 degrees in the summer. When I was in Spain, seeing this hotness, these hot summer days with no place where to hide, I figured it's better to live in a colder place, maybe like Germany, because when it's cold you have the way more options. You can dress something warmer, you can turn on the heat, you can warm up under the blanket, you can do some sport exercises. So it's the way more options how to deal with coldness compared to hotness. So that is why I think the weather in Germany is just right and maybe perfect, especially compared to southern and northern countries. Yeah, it rains a lot here in Germany, but I don't think it's a problem here, because the streets, they built well and you don't have puddles here. And if you have your umbrella with you, your socks are dry most of the times, and I think the weather is just fine here in Germany. I'm not an alcohol fan, I don't drink too much and I don't advise you to, but German beer is the reason to stay here forever. Yeah, it's great and cheap, and most times a beer bottle costs less than a bottle of water. Yeah, and it's a common idea that German beer is one of the best in the world, and I could agree with that, because when I was in Thailand and tried their beer for a month, after that I just couldn't stand the thought of beer anymore for next 4 months. After that it sucked. Yeah, but beer in Germany is so great, so it's definitely a reason to stay here for life living. Since my teenage, my life has been about work with studio equipment for music production, video production and photography. I like to look at, to learn, to work with some equipment as microphones, lenses, cameras, lighting and other things, and I always dreamed to buy all these things, and here in Germany it feels like it's just the right place for doing that. I don't know why, maybe because I'm surrounded by all these tech related companies. Here are a lot of great cars, IT infrastructure, some home appliances like kitchens and windows are designed here in Germany, so here is no problem with online shopping and shipping, so you have that ability to buy all this equipment. And also compared to heavy taxes and health insurance, it seems like professional equipment costs not so much, so you have to buy it. Even if your life is hard here in Germany and you have a lot of things to do, it feels like Germany is a country where you have no worries. Markets don't work on Sundays, so you don't have to go anywhere. You just can stay at home and do nothing, because that's your weekend, that's your day. And you don't have to worry about deadlines here in Germany, because Germany is so slow, so you always have just enough time to deal with almost everything. And even if you have no money for living here, you still don't have to worry about that. You just can send a notification to the government service and maybe they could help you with something. Maybe they can cover your health insurance and give you some money for living until you get a new job and fix your issues with your income. So it feels like Germany is a calm country with no stress, and that's something I do like about it. I like the simplicity of design here in Germany. I think it's some kind of philosophy here. The German mindset is complex, but they always try to design things in a simple and practical way. Take a look at buildings outside and you'll find out that everything was thoughtful. How does the rain goes down from the roof, or how do people hide from the heat and sun or the wind at their home places? The balcony, the windows, the roof, the building itself, everything is well designed. Also, I like that apartments here in Germany we are able to rent here are well designed, are simple and clean. And renting something, it comes unfurnished, so you can buy something you like and place it and make it feels like it's your own home place. For comparison, in Bulgaria, if you rent or even buy an apartment, you have to buy it with the furniture even if you don't like it, so you can change it. But here in Germany, it feels like Germans think a lot on designing things before they create something. Even trees on the streets are designed to look good. So simple and practical design is one more thing I do like about living in Germany. When I think about different countries for living, I have some worries about eating, because I understand that different countries have their own cultures and different national foods, and sometimes I just don't like it. But here in Germany, everything I like is available. I can buy almost everything, different types of meat and seafood, fruits, vegetables, cereals, sweets and everything else. Everything is fine and cheap. For comparison, in Asian countries, sometimes it's difficult to find meat because they used to eat more seafood. Also, when I was in Spain, it was difficult to find some vegetables and cereals. But here in Germany, everything is fine. Yes, sometimes in small cities, in small German cities, it's hard to find a good restaurant with a great service, so we have to buy everything in the food store and cook it at home. But everything is cheap compared to other European countries, and also I like that Germans don't have to spend all their salary for food, and even with a minimum salary they can afford almost everything they like. I like that Germans are open to help you for any reason. I was impressed by how much time they can spend trying to help you and answer your questions. I remember I wrote a letter to one guy in my city. I wanted him to answer my questions about self-employment here in Germany. He responded to me and agreed to meet. And when we met, he spent 4 hours trying to answer all my questions, and that was so great. Also, when I was working with the government services like Job Center, Migration Management Service, Finanzamt, which is the government tax service, they spent hours on me trying to figure my story, trying to better understand me, to answer all my questions, even though I spoke with them in English and that wasn't easy for them. They really tried, and I saw that. Also, if you have some problems, maybe just on the street, you might need help, someone will help you, because it seems like people are thoughtful here, and that's something I really like about living in Germany, because of the people living here. Each European country has its own language, but a lot of travelers there, and they need English as an international language to understand each other. And Germany is a country where English is the most popular compared to other European countries. I think Germans speak English well and clearly, and sometimes I understand them even better than natives. A lot of stories about Germany that you have to learn German to speak to Germans because they don't like to speak English with you, but I think it's not true, because according to statistics, around 32% of Germany's population speaks English, and their efficiency is on the highest level in European Union. Also, around 10% are Russian, Ukrainian and Bulgarian speakers. So for me, knowing these 4 languages, it's not a problem to live here without knowing German. I always can find someone to speak to in a language I already know. So that's all. I just told you about 10 things I like about living in Germany and reasons why I want to stay here for life. And if I missed something, please write your comments down below under this video and ask your questions, maybe about Germany, about this country. I will try to answer to you. Also, I have one question for you. Could you please subscribe for my YouTube channel, because it's too important for me right now. My goal is to achieve 1000 subscribers. And also please watch my previous video where I talk about 11 things I hate about living in Germany, because I want you to know both the pros and cons about life living here and my personal point of view. See you. Bye.